You know, when a crisis hits, we expect our leaders to speak with some clarity. But what happens when the most powerful thing a leader can do is say nothing at all? Today, we're going to dig into how political language, and sometimes the very lack of it, can be the sharpest tool in a leader's entire playbook.
I mean, it's a real head-scratcher, right? When an act of violence has a direct, undeniable cause, a clear reason that everybody can see, why on earth would an elected official just choose to act like that motive doesn't even exist? Okay, let's get into it.
Our story here starts with an absolutely horrifying event, one that handed a governor a truly impossible political choice.
The place was West Bloomfield Township, Michigan. And the specific date of this attack, well, as you're about to see, that would become absolutely crucial to understanding the why behind it all. The facts of what happened are just chilling. An attacker, armed with a rifle, uses his car as a battering ram to smash into a synagogue. And inside, over 100 children, all 5 years old or younger. The only reason it wasn't a massacre of unimaginable scale was because of the heroic actions of private security. Now here's the thing. The motive, it's not some big mystery. Exactly 7 days before the attack, an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon had killed 4 of the attacker's close family members. The connection is direct, it's tragic, and it's undeniably political. There's just no way around it. So, in the aftermath, Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer steps up to the microphone and frames the attack like this. She calls it antisemitism, a form of ancient and rampant evil. She focused on the nature of the hate, but not its immediate geopolitical trigger. And that brings us right back to our central puzzle. The motive was crystal clear. It was an act of political blowback. So why did the governor decide to talk about it as something more abstract, something ancient? This wasn't a slip-up, folks. This was a strategy. To really understand her choice, we need to crack open the political playbook and look at 2 key concepts from the world of political science. Let's see what she might have been up to.
First up, we've got a concept called the rotating villain. And trust me, this is a fascinating piece of political theater. So imagine a party needs to block a popular bill to keep its corporate donors happy, but they can't be seen doing it. So what do? They have one person step up to be the public obstacle. That person takes all the heat, they absorb all the public anger, and by doing so, they protect the rest of the party.
And you see this pattern play out over and over again. Think about someone like Kirsten Sinema. She very publicly gutted those popular Medicare drug price negotiations, and boy did she draw a lot of fire. Or go back to Joe Lieberman, who famously stood in the way of a public health care option. The pattern is pretty consistent. One politician obstructs a popular policy, takes all the public rage, and often gets rewarded later with a very cushy career in corporate lobbying.
All right, our second theory is called political shielding. Now, this is a whole different ballgame. It's a much broader idea. It's not about one person taking the blame. It's about an entire institution or a leader using all sorts of tactics to completely insulate themselves from any blame, any accountability, or any political fallout whatsoever.
And this shielding can take a lot of different forms. It can be bureaucratic, hiding behind red tape and procedures. It can be economic, using complicated tax schemes. It can be judicial, letting the people responsible off the hook. And this is the key part for our story, it can be all about the narrative, using specific language to control the story and just shut down any debate.
So we've got our 2 theories. One is about soaking up the anger, and the other is about deflecting it completely. Let's put them side by side.
Here's the most important difference you need to get. The rotating villain is designed to be seen. They're a lightning rod on purpose. Political shielding, though, is often designed to be invisible. It uses complexity, procedure, and language to make the political problem just disappear. It's like one person jumps on the grenade, the other one convinces everybody that the grenade was never even thrown.
Okay, so now that we've got these tools, let's go back to the governor's press conference and really analyze her exact words.
This, right here, is the key moment. When a reporter asks her directly about the attacker's clear motive, this was her response. Now, she didn't deny it. Instead, she relabeled a known fact, the death of his family, as just a theory. And then she used the ongoing investigation as the perfect excuse not to talk about it. But now, get this. Compare that to Senator Alyssa Slotkin, who was standing right there next to her. Slotkin's language was way more confrontational. She made the issue immediately political, demanding accountability from all sides, from the left or the right. This contrast really throws a spotlight on just how deliberate Whitmer's choice of words was.
I mean, just look at the difference. Whitmer's talking about ancient evil to try and de-escalate everything. Slotkin is talking about left to right to mobilize people. Whitmer deflects when it comes to the motive. Slotkin confronts it head-on. You've got two leaders looking at the same event with two totally different strategies.
So the crucial takeaway is that her strategy wasn't about lying. It was about what she left out. It was about omission. By refusing to connect the dots in public, she cut the cord between the attack and its politically radioactive cause. She got to condemn the act without ever having to touch the reason behind it.
So why do this? Well, because Michigan is a political powder keg on this very issue. It has the nation's largest Arab American population, and its Democratic Party is violently split over Middle East policy. For her, acknowledging the attacker's motive would have been like walking into a minefield, forcing her to take a side in a fight she just couldn't win. She would have alienated a key part of her base no matter what she said.
So we've got the motive, we've got the context, and we've got the strategy. So, what's the final verdict? Which playbook was she actually using?
Was she a rotating villain? Absolutely not. Not even close. That role requires you to attract and soak up public anger to kill a policy. Whitmer was doing the exact opposite. Her goal was to extinguish the anger, to depoliticize the whole event, and to hold her fragile coalition together. Her actions were a masterclass, a textbook case of political shielding. Step 1, she used the FBI investigation as a bureaucratic shield to dodge the issue. Step 2, she used a narrative shield, reframing a very specific act of retaliation as some kind of timeless, abstract evil. In doing so, she protected herself and her party from a political explosion.
And this leaves all of us with a really critical tool for the future. The next time you're listening to a leader respond to a crisis, don't just listen to what they're saying. Ask yourself, what are they choosing not to say? Because sometimes the most important part of the message is the part that's left out completely.